Good
morning, everyone. How are you all doing? We are live from Dog Patch near Y Combinator with the amazing Alisa, who is currently in the batch.
Welcome to another episode of Thanks for Holding. So, Alisa, before we get started, I want to ask you, what's your favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? I really like strawberry cheesecake. It's just so classic.
Amazing. And what's your favorite dessert, Maya?
Off the top of my mind, I'll have to say chocolate cake.
And my favorite dessert is matcha cheesecake.
I love matcha.
Yeah. And what about you, everyone? Where are you calling from today? And what's your favorite dessert? Great. So in today's episode, we would love to start with how is the batch going and how has the YC experience been for you? And how did Bluma come to be? What inspired you to start this amazing company?
Yeah, so the YC batch, we are, I believe, 20 days until demo day, so it's really exciting. It's been going pretty well. We actually started Bluma August, so everything has just gone super fast from that point of time. And I guess like how Bluma came to be. The really abridged version of that is I was interning in San Francisco for just for the summer, and then I became really close with a lot of like YC founders, and it turned out that they were actually in like the consumer space, and every time I met up with them, they were always like, "Oh, like I'm trying to start like a UGC campaign. I'm trying to like have a presence on TikTok, Instagram, because if you are a consumer brand, that's basically like the best way that you could like get customers at this point in 2025." And then I realized that when one of them commissioned this guy on Instagram to make a $50 video, that one video blew up to 1K users for them. And I thought that was really crazy because when I looked at their page, they were basically making this sort of content that was like, it seemed like every single video was like the same structure of video, same template per se, but the actual content was like constantly different. And I looked at some other pages and that was basically the same thing. So I guess this was the sort of attribute that I saw where the form of video that you see online that is kind of like that promotes a brand is first of all like organic content, and it is like repeatable content. So the idea came to be of like Bluma is basically the platform to make AI generated ads, but with templates. So we basically help like give people who don't know how to make content templates for them to just plug in and get started.
And can you explain about UGC? What does it mean?
Yeah, so UGC is like a new phenomenon. Actually, to preface, there's been like a progression of like there's like influencer marketing, which everyone knows by now. But now, in the recent year or so, it's really blown up this concept of UGC, which is like you're hiring, usually like university students to just post and make very like easy, short TikToks that are like relatable and organic first. And then somewhere in the video, they are talking about a product, but it's mainly like entertainment first.
I love it. Thank you so much.
So, hello, everybody. Hello, Jason. Hello, Syed. Hello, Michael. But we have our next question, which is, many brands struggle to keep up with the pace of TikTok trends. And how does Bluma help teams stay consistent without sacrificing creativity? And also maybe how you identify new trends, and is there a human in the loop anywhere in the process?
Yeah, so our big thing is that we are as I mentioned, like we are basically helping people get on trend with templates. And the thing with templates is that you can kind of think of it as like offloading all of the creativity and all the taste at the beginning. So that means that you have as much creativity as you want. It's kind of like if you're editing a video. We're not necessarily editing a video every single video. We're editing a template once, and then that should basically ensure the quality for like any other video that gets generated off of that like cookie cutter template. So like with our tool, we're able to just very easily kind of look at the videos that already exist on TikTok and see what ones went viral, and then we are cloning that into a template. So we're constantly on trend because of this tool that we use.
I love your concept with the templates. And I'm curious about how you are seeing the authenticity. How does Bluma strike the right balance between automation and keeping content feeling like real, human, and engaging?
Yeah, so I think it depends on like what the company wants. Some people want something that's purely like it looks like a video that any other human would like make. It's just like we're automating away the editing. So for those ones, maybe we would want to do like those animated sort of videos. But if people want have the appetite to, they can try. So for the first one, they can insert in like their real life clips, and we basically like automate the editing for them. But if they're a little bit more, they want to try new things, they can do AI UGC, where we're actually like generating like kind of like avatars. So we kind of do both. It depends on like what the brand wants.
Mhm.
So I'm curious about the distribution part specifically. Like, how many accounts are these videos posted across? Say for the average person.
Yeah. Again, this is also like it depends on the company. Some companies actually, when they work with us, they just want like quality and like low quantity. So we kind of work with them there, and that would only really be like every day. But some companies want to run like like multiple accounts, so they're actually creating the accounts, and we're just giving them the videos that they post. So like for the upper end, we could support honestly as many videos as they want. Like theoretically up to like 100 per day, but it really depends. It's very case by case.
And I'm curious, what kind of startups are the best ones for what you are building?
Startups like competitors.
Is it like more, what kind of consumer companies are, from your experience, the best building those videos?
Yeah, so our best customers are typically like startups that there's actually two categories. Either startups that don't really know how to get started on social media, it's like super daunting. So we're basically providing that, like kind of like how Canva made graphic design really easy. We're basically giving them templates to just plug in and like have at least like something that is of taste, and like they can start posting every day. Or the other type of customer is like we still work with startups, but startups that are actually more like established. They already have like growth teams. They already have UGC teams, and basically we're replicating their formats that they personally found already work with them, and basically automate that to scale up. So there's a difference between like exploration and then scaling up content that we both provide.
Nice. And we have a question from Matthew. How do you approach tracking patterns in media, UGC, to provide the best automations for users to create their own UGC?
Yeah, so right now, actually, when you work with me, basically, I'm the one who, I like call you, and then I kind of figure out what your sort of like ICP is and what your niche is. And then when you work with me, I'm actually the one who goes on TikTok and I look through patterns in like TikTok UGC to see what works for you. But in the future, I hope that we can be able to just have the tool automatically like edit the basically like clone it and then take the structure of it. But right now we are like manually identifying what is like the best.
Great. And Ariane says hi from Canada.
Yeah, I'm also from nice. She actually worked with me at BlackBerry. That's awesome.
Nice.
We have another question from the audience from Ugo. Thank you, Ugo. Do you help creators understand how well a trend can help them reach their target audience, and what to specifically focus on as a brand in any specific social media platforms?
Yeah, so I guess like for creators, do you mean like content creators or just like inside of an actual company?
I would say inside of an actual company.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, we always kind of have a range of companies. We actually majority of the time work with brands who don't really know what type of trends they want. So basically, I'm the one who essentially makes like a doc of like content ideas I saw on TikTok, and like we basically custom make and retrofit the template to what you want essentially. So in other cases, they already come with the idea, so we just like help them produce that.
And I'm curious if there are any challenges with false advertising when using AI to generate videos of products and using those videos to sell.
Yes. Again, this depends on like the comfortable, like how comfortable the brand is. Um, Typically though, like we have two forms. Either it's like we're purely automating away like the editing, so they're actually deciding how much like where the content of the video comes from. So like for some clients, we've actually used like their tweets, and we are authentically like putting that into the video to make the scripts. Other times, like maybe we'll pull from if we're advertising like a stock trading app, we're taking like what actually already exists as like stock tickers, and then we generate video pictures based off of that. So it's up to, I guess, the brand to decide where the source of the content comes from that we take and make into the content.
And we're curious, do you or will you explore paid media and boosting within the Bluma platform at some point?
Yeah, so I guess right now we're doing like organic content, but honestly, we have actually had clients use our organic content to push into boosting. Basically, when the content leaves our platform and they post it on their end, it doesn't really matter whether it's organic or paid. Either works.
Nice. And we have a question from Michael. Which metrics do you track to evaluate UGC performance for TikTok brands?
Yeah, so metrics, I think the most easy form of metrics is like, how many views you get, but also like the consistency. I think we measure consistency very strongly because, for example, if you hire like a UGC creator, they may have like fluctuations. And like typically for us, we've been able to see that our videos are able to actually outperform like typical UGC creators on like an average basis. Sometimes you see they get like 200 or 300 views. Um, so that's like one metric. We also track like some clients have a link in their bios. So we have like that sort of metric to see like how many people click through. And then also followers. It depends also on the brand. Some people care about followers more or like actual conversion.
And it's really interesting to think about all these metrics too, because it's not just like a one size fits all. Really curious, have you found that platforms deprioritize AI videos or treat them equally?
I think from my experience, platforms just care about like, is the video engaging? You see like there's AI videos that do very, very well. And the main factor there is like not that they are AI video necessarily. It's because they are engaging and like they have some sort of like edge to them that you don't really see elsewhere.
And I'm curious, what has been your method to make a video engaging, to have like taste?
Yeah, so I think depending on the template too, we are actually like there's a sort of like system prompt per se of generating like the scripts and like um, that sort of logic. So for every single customer that we onboard, we're like custom making this system prompt for the sort of tone that they want. So like how we have taste is like a lot of it is the actual content. So ensuring that if it's like catering to younger audiences, then it has like the system prompt that specifies the slang and the cadence. Or if it's like an older audience and they prefer more like informational videos, so we retrofit the system prompt to actually have like pull from content like tweets or like real media to have like content that is actually informative.
Mm. And can you explain to the audience about what is a system prompt?
Yeah, so system prompt is basically like that's like kind of a specification of like, hey, like I want the script of this video to be about like cats, and I want it to be of like a very informal and like funny tone. And basically, what that does is it tells us like what to generate, how the script is generated with AI. Um, and it's kind of like a high level view of like what the script should be.
Mm. And we have a question from Adam. What's a new feature that you are excited to go live with?
Yeah, so I think right now we're kind of operating like an agency model. We just give you the videos after like we talk about the type of templates we want to set up for you. But in the future, I'm really hoping to kind of move away from like B2B into like kind of prosumer. The idea of the roadmap is like we first are doing agency, and then we're doing self-serve, where you're actually able to use our templates yourself and generate the videos and just specify the topic. And then in the future, I'm really excited about like actually exposing out our internal tool that we use to clone and make templates, so that ideally there's some sort of like marketplace where there's like creators who create templates, and then maybe they get a commission based off how much brands use that. So it's more of like kind of some sort of ecosystem where you always have taste because people are constantly making new templates.
That's super cool. Yeah. And we have another question from Michael. And he said, and what do you recommend new brands do to get from 0 to 1 and consistently perform well with their UGC content? Any specific playbook you recommend?
Yeah, so I think 0 to 1 is probably the hardest. The best things is using the formats that you can see consistently do well across like all domains. And then you can kind of like go into like, oh, well, what are like kind of video formats that are specific to my niche, and like figure that out. So it's kind of like you're narrowing down the funnel of like content possibilities by first trying like the ones that are the most generic, but you can consistently say do well. Like an example of that is like for us, we've seen that some sort of like AI UGC girl at the back, and then some sort of text that's related to like a topic, and then one word that plugs like your product works really well for like companies across all niches. So yeah, like basically just try the most generic ones and then just go into the funnel. Yeah.
I love it. And I'm curious how you envision the future of the platform, and what will be the next phase of an AI-driven content creation.
Yeah, I actually kind of talked about it before, but we hope that we're kind of like the Canva of video templates. So like, you know, we are able to kind of be that kind of like facilitator of making editing super easy, but also super customizable with templates. And then basically having anyone be able to just go on and like make content that otherwise was like very high barrier, because you need to like learn how to do like CapCut or like Premiere Pro, or like even understand how trends work online.
And we have a question from the audience from Saif. So AI slop is a real concern at the moment for any kind of content. And he says, for my work with AI, I found I need to spend tens of hours to get it right. Is there any way to speed this up for UGC? Great question.
Yes, I think AI slop, I also really like dislike it. We kind of thought of the company first of like, we're not like an AI generation company necessarily. We're like a AI automation, like we automate the editing part of it. So like, you know, you may have videos that just have like the assets that you provide and like real clips. And like that looks like a video that was generated by a person like fully. But like some people may want like AI generation content. So we also provide that too. But in terms of like how to get AI right, what we found is, at least on our platform, what looks like really good is if you have like reference images. So if you come on our platform and like basically take like a photo of a beach that is real and kind of modify that from that standpoint, it looks like it was like a nice picture that you kind of can't get by purely prompting.
Nice. And we have a question from Adam. Where are you looking to grow your team?
Where I like location wise,
Or maybe what kind of expertise?
yes,
And location. Like,
and
I want to
location,
know
yeah.
location
I mean,
too.
we definitely want to stay in San Francisco.
Nice.
But we are mainly trying to look for, I guess, two roles, like technical and also growth. So like technical would be like actually helping us build out, continue building out the templates themselves, and then also improving the actual tool to build out the templates. So like making it easier, and also actually fulfilling the template requirements. And for growth, we do want to go kind of in distribution. I think because we are able to fulfill the quality and quantity, sometimes we're kind of constrained by like how we can distribute it. And like TikTok doesn't like it when you kind of post like 5 times a day. So we want to have like people who kind of are able to create a community of like people who can post our content.
And we have a question from Jason. So I have a 20-minute raw video file from a model showing her clothing. Could your platform dice that up into templates?
Yeah, actually, one of the templates that we did recently is we're able to support clipping. So like, for example, yeah, for you, we are able to kind of look at your video and we're able to see like, oh, especially I think if you have some sort of like some sort of person speaking, then we can clip that up into like pieces. And then we also have like the template of like captions and like basically, I think also for clipping it depends. For the sort of like speaking head ones, we can do that very well. I think for yours, we would have to retrofit it to like identify when a new clothing comes into the frame. It is possible, but I think we would have to like kind of custom make it for you.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for asking those amazing questions. And yeah, we are live from San Francisco, and we really enjoyed speaking with you this morning.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
And we have our next workshop. Next week, you're going to learn how to scale your TikTok shop. So the link will be in the comments. You're going to be able to sign up for that. And stay tuned for our workshop recapping all the wonderful things you talked about today.
Thank you, everyone, and have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.